I don't know what the studio's reaction to, or the office's reaction to it last night was, sure, but you know, somebody made the point on Twitter.
Kenny was saying VAR is a disgrace.
Yeah, like, okay, I wasn't really aware of the directive he's talking about there. I know the rule has been revised and that, you know, it's not all about intent now. And I think that's fair enough. I mean, you can kind of have your hands out like that and have no intent of actually handling the ball.
Yeah, well, what are your hands doing out there? Like you're,
no, so exactly,
you know,
that's,
like,
like if you close your eyes and have your hands out there, I'm not trying to handle the ball here, but like, well, you have a responsibility to at least. But if you're, like Danny Rose, he's kind of, so, you know, I was said again last night, he shouldn't go to ground, but that's part of the game where you
it's
make
his choice to go to ground with it.
Yeah, you make a despairing challenge, and I think he was slightly off balance. But at no point is he's actually trying to take his hands away from the ball. He's to me, he's doing his best. Why would he try to handle the ball there? And I know he blocks the ball with his hand, but it's completely incidental to the movement. Things are happening in a split second, and you cannot give handballs for that. And as the point has been made, teams will now probably try to get into to get accidental handballs from the opposition, because it won't be that hard to do it. Hit it off a lad's hand from close range. Well, his hand is slightly off, yeah, penalty. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. The handball situation is becoming a serious issue.
Here's what Kenny had to say about VAR last night. He thinks it's going to become a juggernaut that ruins the game. Have a look.
So these things are subjective, aren't they? I mean, rules, that people think there's rules there that's black and white, it's right or wrong, but it's how you interpret the rules. Each referee, certainly referees in different countries, and even referees in the same country, Premier League, will interpret those rules slightly differently from others. So those grey areas are always going to be there going forward.
Yeah, it does allow the referee to make a more informed decision, though. Now, he might still get that decision wrong, but at least he's going to look at the incident properly.
But it's at what cost? Like I said, that game was dead, Joe, for a minute. I don't know how long it took, but it was dead. So in terms of the spectacle as well, for me, was what's driving this for me, in terms of the spectacle, the game, what we like, that energy inside the stadium, the natural flow of the game, that high energy type of Premiership game, which we all love, the best game in the world, boom, boom, boom. And this is the buffer. This is rubbing up against it. This is preventing it, and it's going to do more of it going forward. Because I don't know how you can. This is a juggernaut, this VAR. I don't see how you can stop it going into all areas of the game. The things that I've spoken about this evening, there's going to be more and more of these things coming up. Penalty kicks, potential sending off, second yellow cards that could be red cards. You know, not free kicks not given on the edge of the box when a team counter-attacked and scored the other end, getting pulled back. Well, if you hadn't given the free, there wouldn't have been a count. It's crazy stuff. It really is.
I understand what you're saying. Are you really that bothered by a 90-second delay, though?
Yeah. When it was 5 of them during the course of the game, yeah, I am.
I'm not bored during them.
And particularly when we've arrived at a situation when the split is 50-50.
No, I accept that
decision. I understand there will be decisions that we'll get right, but there's others we won't, and we'll still be arguing about. And the natural consequence is that the rhythm of the game is going to be disrupted time and time again.
What do you think?
I have an image perhaps of a future where a team has like one or two options in a game to look for VAR. A challenge, yeah, which obviously we've seen in other sports. And that brings another element to proceedings where, you know, the guy maybe on the pitch can say to his coach, I think you want to call that, because I think he was way over the ball there. And let's be honest, the Delph tackle, if you watch that tackle on TV, there doesn't look to be much to it. You look at it in slow motion, it looks as extremely different tackle. Whether that's for VAR is another thing, but a challenge might be the worst thing in the world. I'm quite favourable on VAR, because I think it's very, very hard to make decisions. Like, for example, the Spurs goal last night, which could be one of the biggest goals in their history, really, could easily be ruled offside. You know, Son Heung-min, it's very marginal. The ball then could have been ruled over the line, which it wasn't. So things like that, with the help of the video, I think it solves more problems than it doesn't. Kenny's point is fair enough, but I mean, it's not like games are ruined by 20 VARs. I mean,
like, his point is that they will be. So
yeah, that's the issue.
There'll be a VAR for the offsides that wasn't in the Sun goal. There'll be another one for whether or not it goes over the line, and then there'll be another one to see if there was any shithousing going on in the 6-yard box. And it's like 5 minutes have gone. What? Why are we doing this again? Was there a goal or not?
Yeah, that is a concern, and it also, you know, being quite cynical here, it opens up the possibility of sponsorship in these breaks, which football might say, "Oh, this is great." We get to remember was it World Cup '94 where they had to manage their ads because the Americans were like, "Well, we want ads all the time. Like, we can't really do that, but we'll put them at the corner of the screen."
There were ads in there. I've been to Italy for games. I don't know if they still do it or not, but the Juve. Milan Champions League final, there were ads in the corner kicks during the corners. The ball would go out and there'd be like a wipe. And
I wasn't aware of that. But
come on,
like let's be honest, you know, the guys actually going to the games, they're not what matters anymore. It's people who are watching on TV.
And look, maybe if you're getting the football for free and there's an ad, you don't have to pay your 40 quid to Sky. Are you happy with that?
Well, yeah, but I think VAR could help in that regard.